Hey guys, how's it going? It's another train sim video and we are doing something a little bit different. Well, I say different. You've seen this route before, but we're going to be doing it the opposite way around. This is the Riviera line. And you see me go from Paignton to Exeter St David's driving a Class 43 in first Great Western livery. But this time we are going to be going from Exeter St David's on a stopping service all the way to Paignton, driving a Class 47 with some C1 coaches. So I have currently got the game paused so we can have a quick look at this. So I shall take a quick screenshot, unpause it, and then open the doors to load some passengers. Now, a few bits of disappointed news. I am running default sound. I'm not running Armstrong Powerhouse, but I shall do this scenario again one day and we will be running Armstrong Powerhouse. So let's have a quick look around the cab. Good old Class 47. Obviously with the Armstrong Powerhouse, everything up here is operational. You can click it and do all sorts. So we are nearly ready to depart. Next station is Starcross. So I hope you enjoy this video, folks. Here we go. I do like these old style carriages, you know, old slam doors. I think back in the day, guys, you know, when the train was pulling into a platform, you just stick her out of the window and open the door before the train's even stopped. Obviously, you'd be doing around about 3 or 4 miles an hour, a little bit less than that. Obviously, this takes you through to, what is it, London Victoria, is it? No, London Waterloo. London Waterloo. This takes you through to London Waterloo. I've been on that route with my girlfriend Linda when we've been up to Dorset. It takes you up through Salisbury. Very enjoyable route. Anyway, we just missed that freight go down through. So I thought I'd just do this quick scenario for you guys, just to see this the other way around and me driving something a little bit different. And I have just seen today that Just Trains have released the Metropolitan line. And it looks very, 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 very good. So at this precise moment in time, I'm a little bit strapped for cash. So I sadly can't afford to get it yet, but hopefully at the end of the month I shall purchase it, and then I shall be doing a video on that. So if you haven't already done so, hit that notification bell, and then you can see me drive the Metropolitan line. in my eyes, folks, with Class 47 default zone, it doesn't sound too bad, you know. Also, the Armstrong powerhouse will be way, 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 way better. We just need to go with what we've got. We will try and keep within the timetable. We will try. So the stations we will be calling at will be Starcross, Dawlish Warren, Dawlish, Teignmouth, Newton Abbot, Torquay, and finally Paignton. Due to arrive at Paignton at 10 to 11. Class 50 just gone past. Near enough at full power. Line speed on this section is 100 miles an hour, but the top speed of the locomotive is 95. Also, you just got one use of the horn, which is just the space bar. Use of the B key is NA in this, but obviously if we get the Armstrong powerhouse one, then the space bar and the B key will be in use for the two-tone. Shut the power off because we've got a speed change coming up. You can see in the distance there, Starcross engine house. And this section of the railway was part of Brunel's atmospheric railway. So once we stopped and pick up passengers, I will pause in the meantime. So if we just nip over here a minute. Stop on the bridge. Just about, maybe go a bit higher. And back a bit. Okay, so yeah, so back in the day, this building you see here was a atmospheric engine house. So obviously back in the day they used steam locomotives, and it's got here, just to read up in front of me here, it's got, instead of using steam locomotives, trains were moved by a system of atmospheric vacuum traction. Air was extracted from 15-inch pipes laid between the rails by stationary engines at a series of pumping stations along the line. And you're looking at one right now. On top of the pipes was a continuous sealable slot which allowed a piston to pull the train. Under the first carriage hung a 15-foot long piston shaped like a dumbbell, with small wheels outside the pipe and before and after the piston that opened and closed a lever valve. The 20-mile section from Exeter to Newton Abbot was completed in 1847, a single broad gauge track. Trains ran at a speed of up to 70 miles per hour, but normal speeds were usually about 50 miles per hour. It was the world's longest atmospheric railway. Trials with trains hauling 120 tons were made, and on one occasion the 8.5-mile journey from Exeter to Starcross took just 15 minutes. As a public service, 2 trains per day were run. Despite the technical difficulties, the service was remarkably reliable. The atmospheric-powered service lasted for less than a year. The harsh environment of the line, which runs next to the sea, caused difficulties in maintaining the leather flaps provided to seal the vacuum pipes, which had to be kept supple by being regularly oiled. This unfortunately made the grease leather attractive to the rats, who further reduced the efficiency of the seal. By June 1848, the atmospheric railway was 7% more expensive to run than a conventional system, and it was closed down for good. An impressive engine house at Starcross survives now, and a sailing club. Now is got here. An impressive engine house at Starcross survives now, a sailing club, and a section of the pipe without the lever covers preserved in the Newton Abbot Town and GWR Museum. So there you go, folks. There's a little bit of history around Starcross. So when you take a journey down to Cornwall and you're going along this section of the line, then it's like there used to be a series of these scattered along, but this is the only surviving one throughout all this section. So there we go. So let's get on with this. I didn't actually know that was now a sailing club. Failed to meet timetable. Never mind. In true GWR style, we will be late. Next stop is Dawlish Warren, platform 1. So if you want to find out for yourselves about the atmospheric railway, I shall put a link in the description below. There's quite a decent read up about it, and there's also some pictures as well. Very, very interesting in the way they sort of done it, like, you know. But this is a lovely journey. If you've never done it, it's worth the money. Especially if you like taking pictures. And the Dawlish sea wall is especially good. We shall be going across that shortly. So we've got Dawlish Warren, then Dawlish. And once we leave Dawlish, we shall be heading along the Dawlish sea wall. Which, as you know, a few years ago got very severely battered by the storm. Only just managed to slow down in time then for the 25-mile-an-hour limit. As we go into this little section of track here. Now approaching Dawlish Warren. Now I'm not sure if this whistle warning sign is for us, but I'm going to blow it anyway. Bit of a freight train just to the right of us. It is a bit as well. Stopped a little bit short. Here we are as Dawlish Warren, and just over there is the Dawlish Warren Adventure Park. Remember going there as a kid with some friends. Remember we used to have bumper boats there, and they got the go-kart track. Go-kart track is still there. And they used to have sort of like beach stalls, like beach gift shops really. You failed to meet the timetable. Yes, I know, you don't need to keep reminding me. Old carriages to the right there, folks. Start picking up a little bit of speed now. As many of you know, back in 2014, along this section here got severely battered by the storm. There was quite a large section of track which the rails were literally suspended in mid-air. So this is quite a rough part of the coast along here. And there's plenty of footage on YouTube of trains coming along here in real life with waves breaking over. Just blow my horn at the workman there. Here we are now approaching Dawlish. Now, if you've ever been to Dawlish, folks, then and you like taking pictures, there's a lovely vantage spot which I strongly recommend. So if you get out of the train, you walk down onto the footpath here, which is the beginning of the Dawlish Seawall Walk. You walk along here. Yes, I know I failed to meet timetable. You don't need to keep reminding me, okay? Now, if you stop along here, and yes, you can get this close in real life. At least I think you still can. There's a lovely spot just as the train goes into the first section of the many tunnels along this stretch. So we shall just stop here. We're already late, so we just as well be a little bit more late. Even on top of the footbridge there is a very good view. Just imagine the work that's gone into doing all this, folks. Cutting through all this stone, and I'm speeding. Just cutting, you know, it's like just drilling, cutting through all this. And here we are now along the Dawlish sea wall. The main part of it, well, in my eyes it is. So I think what we shall do is bring ourselves up here. Because somewhere you've got the Teignmouth sign, look. There we go, folks. This is the view you get. Right. Stop slowing up for Teignmouth. Going a little bit quick. But yeah, if you're a train spotter, then I strongly recommend the Dawlish sea wall. You get some fabulous shots there. And here we are now at Teignmouth. Picture there, I think. Oh, that message come up one more time, I'll tell you. Oh, scream! Yes, I know we failed to meet timetable. That happens daily along the Great Western Network. I get the train to work 5 days a week, folks, in real life. Well, obviously in real life. And nearly every day this week, train's been delayed. So, you know. Okay, so the next stop on this service is Newton Abbot. And we shall be pulling into platform number 2. And then on departure from Newton Abbot, we shall be taking a brief journey up the main line before we branch off onto the line which takes us down to Paignton. Start picking up speed now. 90 miles an hour. Quick overhead shot for you. And another one. And this is the map of the line. Only just caught that. That was lucky. Welcome to Newton Abbot. Yes, I know. As I say, we'll continue on up the main line a bit now before we branch off onto the line which will take us down towards Paignton. So our next stop will be Torquay. They're about to go through the station of Tor. And of course I'm speeding again. And here we are now approaching Torquay. And it's going to tell me about the timetable, isn't it? Of course it is. Told you. Okay, so our next and final stop on this service will be Paignton. Where this service will terminate. And obviously, if you've never been to Paignton on a train before, which I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, once you get off of Paignton, on the platform next to it, there's a lovely steam service which takes you along the a nice coastal route to Kingswear, where you can then board a ferry across to Dartmouth. And it's the Paignton to Dartmouth Steam Railway. And if you're really lucky, they have got a paddle steamer running sometimes. I'll quickly show you that side before we end this video. slowing down now for a 15-mile-an-hour limit. And for some reason the barriers are still up. Well, one side is. So what we should do a minute before we end the game. So if you getting on the train to Paignton, you obviously get off at this platform here, and you step off. Take a little stroll down this platform here. I think you can get out this way. Yep, you just head down these steps here. And then you go around here. And then there's a bit of a slope here. Then you get up here. Then onto this side and here. And then you go. Dartmouth Steam Railway and riverboats. And then you go in there. They got a big gift shop in there and that. And along here they got a cafe. But this is where you'll find all the steam trains. As you can see, there's a big water tower there. So you'll find steam engines on the sidings here. And if you wake up really early in the morning and take a walk up this way, then you can catch them when they're just lighting up. And there's nothing like a smell of steam engines when they're just lighting up. It's lovely. So you just walk up here. But it's all, even though it's a steam railway, it's they've got all modern signalling as well. Because you get the cross-country services run on there, and I think the Class 43s still run on there as well. But I know further up here, I don't know if it's featured on the game or no. But no, it's not. But I know along here, along this section here, just along here somewhere, they've got a modern signalling board. But yeah, so this is what you can expect to see when you come to Paignton. Me and Linda, my girlfriend, we enjoy our trips here on the train. And say there's a doorway along here. It's not featured in the game, but there is a doorway along there which allows you access into the gift shop. So there's two ways. And there's also good spots from here as well. You get a lot of public stand up here and they see the train. Can't understand why that barrier is still up, and it's the same that side, that barrier has come down and that one's still up. But lovely view. Lovely view. So we shall continue on and open the doors and finish off the scenario. So thank you very much for watching. This was the Riviera line again, this time driving the Class 47 from Exeter St David's all the way through to where we are now, Paignton. And we haven't kept up with the timetable, but never mind, you know. Even in real life they fail to keep up with the timetable, but it's nice to see the C1 coaches. So if you like this, folks, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. I won't be offended. And if you're seeing this for the first time and you haven't done already, hit that subscribe button. Click the subscribe button twice. You will be notified whenever I upload a video. And if you fail to do that, just click the subscribe button once and hit the notification bell. And that was that, folks. So I shall see you all again soon on the next video. Whatever you're doing, make sure it's safe and keep warm, and I shall see you all again on the next video. Bye bye.